I'm doing this blog right now, this video, because honestly, it's something that I personally actually need to work on, and that is assumptions. Especially when it comes to people, and especially when I'm under pressure, and even more especially when the whole world is actually under pressure right now. What I know is that my assumptions about people will set the tone for our interaction together and even cause them to act differently. Years ago, there were all these studies done with school children, and the researchers actually tell their teachers, okay, these students are smart students and the other students are actually underachievers. The truth was that the two groups of people, or students, that were chosen, they were chosen at random. The kids in the slow group, so to say, were no more dumber or smarter than the kids that were in the smart group. But what the researchers found at the end of the school year is that the kids that were in the so-called smart group way outperformed the kids that were in the slow group. The teacher's attitude about them actually shaped the kids' behavior and the results. I hate to admit this, but what I've come to realize about myself is that lately I've been more distrusting of people. I've noticed myself kind of thinking people are mistreating me or taking advantage of me. Now, I don't think this way all the time, but often enough that I've actually noticed it, especially right now with what we have going on. I know for sure that it doesn't actually serve me or anyone around me that when I have those kind of assumptions. If you're having the same issue, here are some tips to get over it, and here's how I personally plan on improving in this area. Know that you don't really know, and neither do I. You don't know if your husband is actually feeling guilty and frustrated and freaked out because he can't protect his family right now because of this pandemic. You just don't know. You don't know if your kids are depressed because they're afraid that you actually might die. They're seeing everything that's happening as well. Or maybe your workers are worried about losing their jobs or getting their salaries cut like they're seeing all across the nation. These are truly weird times. But even in easier times, we just don't know what's happening in other people's lives or in their heads. We need to give them the benefit of the doubt right now, especially now more than ever. We can also improve in this area by not taking things personally. Isn't it weird how we think that the whole world revolves around us? If your partner's having a bad day, you think it's something that you did or didn't do, right? Or maybe your client doesn't return your email or your phone call, and you're thinking that they're upset with you, and maybe it's your work. Or maybe your boss is cranky, you think about getting fired. Listen, everyone, 99% of the time, people's reactions have absolutely nothing to do with you or with me. Think about it. If you're under financial pressure and you snap at the dog, does it really have anything at all to do with the dog? No, it has to do with everything that you're dealing with right now, not with good old Pepper or old Fido, right? Another strategy is not to compare others to yourself. We all know, at least I hope that we do, that it's useless to compare ourselves to others, right? Well, it's just as destructive to compare others to ourselves. For example, maybe you're thinking, if he really loved me, he would help me around the house more. That's a bad assumption in so many ways. But when you do that, you're actually comparing him to what you would do to show you that you love somebody and show that you care for them. Or how about if she really cared about this job, she would have gotten that project done faster, no matter what. You're basically basing your assumption on what you would do. Maybe she's determined to get it right, but for some reason, this project, which would have been easy for you to do, was particularly hard for her. Does that make sense? So here's one of the worst assumptions that any of us can ever make. They should know. For example, my kids should know not to bother me when I'm doing a video. Or how about my staff should know to be on time for our virtual meetings. Maybe it's my spouse should know that I need some alone time or I need more attention, whatever it might be. No, folks, they don't know. The people around you, they are not mind readers. If you're treating them as if they should just know, then you are constantly going to be disappointed, I guarantee it. So what I'm working on right now is try assuming the best in people. That's what I'm gonna do. I really believe that the vast majority of people, they're basically good. I think most people really are trying to come from a place of love and of help. At the very least, they're doing the best they can, given what they know, who they are, and what they're actually dealing with right now. Let me repeat that. Everyone is doing the best they can, given what they know, who they are, and what they're dealing with right now. No one's trying to rip me off or take advantage of me. Other people's grouchiness has nothing to do with me or with you. They're just doing the best that they can. And when I remember that and treat people around me as if they're doing the best they can, it not only makes me feel better and less tense, it actually also makes them feel better about themselves. So I invite you to join me in shifting our assumptions about people. Every time you notice that you're actually assuming the worst about them, take a deep breath and remember, everyone is doing the best they can given what they know, who they are, and what they're dealing with. Try it this week and see what kind of difference it actually makes for you and for those around you. And as always, I'd love to hear your successes. Reach out to me on my social channels and let me hear them, as it makes me so happy to read them. And remember, we're doing our free 30-day challenge right now. So go to KristaMashore.com/free challenge and you'll be coached by me on digital marketing strategies and mindset to help propel your business even right now during this crisis. Hey there, I have a brand new podcast called Fired Up with Krista Mashore, where I bring my high energy right to your ears. This podcast is available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So do me a favor, go subscribe and leave a review. All this information is free and I cannot wait to teach you everything I know. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.